We can start. I will catch up.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the Blairstown Township Committee meeting for August 28th, 2024. If we can have roll call, please. Kristen?
Sure. Mr. Lance.
He's not here.
Mrs. Lance. Oh my God.
That's close.
Mr. Lance was a few years ago.
Hoover.
Mrs. Lance.
Here and happy to meet you.
I am too. Mr. Lohman.
I'm here.
Mr. McIntyre.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Orcutt and Mayor Moorhead will be absent.
Okay, we can all rise for the flag salute, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me. As you can see, our mayor and deputy mayor are both not here. If I can, I apologize. If we can just all rise for a moment, and just for a moment of silence for Ted Rodman, our township engineer, who had been in this for many years, unfortunately has passed. Thank you. Okay, before we start with public comments, we have a young gentleman here that who has worked his way to do his Eagle Scout project. So what I'd like to do is invite him up and let him speak, so we don't have to delay his work. Obviously, he has school tomorrow. So in the meantime, Mr. Ryan Donlin, sorry. Please come up and tell us what you did. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Ryan Donlin, and I'm a current Life Scout with Troop 140 here in Blairstown. And I am here tonight to seek approval for my Eagle Scout project. I hope to purchase and install an automated external defibrillator, or AED for short, for our community in Sycamore Park. I wish to build a kiosk where the AED will reside that will have space to post information on heart health and on when, how, and why an AED is used. An AED is used when someone is in sudden cardiac arrest. According to the Mayo Clinic, sudden cardiac arrest is the sudden loss of all heart activity due to an irregular heart rhythm. Breathing stops and the person becomes unconscious due to blood loss to the brain. Without immediate treatment, sudden cardiac arrest can lead to death. Emergency treatment for sudden cardiac arrest includes CPR and shocks to the heart with an AED. Survival is possible with fast and appropriate medical care. Sudden cardiac arrest is not exclusive to older people or people with a known heart condition. Research shows that the main cause of sudden cardiac arrest is ventricular fibrillation, which is often caused by cardiovascular abnormalities that may be undiagnosed, especially in young athletes. The loss of regular heart rhythm could also be caused by a hard blow to the chest, like that of a baseball or a soccer ball. This is why having an AED installed in Sycamore Park, where many of our young athletes play sports multiple times a week, and families of all ages come together, would benefit the town. In fact, since 2014, the New Jersey Department of Education requires that AEDs available at all sporting events. AEDs are extremely user-friendly. In fact, one of the models that I am proposing provides verbal and visual instructions. Having said that, I would like to go one step further with my project and post necessary information near the AED and organize AED training workshops for the community, particularly the coaches and youth program leaders. I previously spoke with Mrs. Sagan and Mr. Usinowitz about this potential project. It was recommended to me by Mr. Usinowitz to house the AED in a box equipped with an alarm and heating and cooling, so the AED battery is always kept within the operational temperature. This box is going to require electricity. Therefore, building a kiosk near the electrical panel close to the snack shack would be ideal. This location also allows the AED and box to be under surveillance by the cameras mounted on the north side of the snack shack building, which would deter vandalism. I'm sure you can imagine that AEDs are not exactly cheap. Therefore, I'll be fundraising for the entire cost of this project. I plan to ask for donations from local organizations and businesses in our community, as well as large organizations such as the American Heart Association. I'm also seeking permission to fundraise at Sycamore Park during some of the game days to spread awareness for heart health and ask for donations with my fellow scouts. I would like to set up information/fundraising stations at various events like Blairstown Fall Festival and Jingle on Main. According to the BSA rules for Eagle Scout projects, any money raised beyond what is needed for the project will be given to the benefactor, which is the township. I also need to let you know that once this project is completed, I am not responsible for the maintenance of the kiosk, clocks, or AED. Thank you for your time and consideration. I love living in Blairstown, and I'm very excited to do my part to make our community an even safer place. I'm formally requesting for your approval to proceed with my Eagle Scout project as a beneficiary. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Very nice. Well done. We don't need to have a formal vote at all.
So the only thing that we do have to have is whether we would authorize the location. And I think what I would like to do is to appoint Eric Usinowitz, who you've already had discussion with, to work with you as far as the location and everything else. You will soon learn that the state does not waive the permit fee or any of the other things that have to happen that protect, that the electrician does the work properly or whatever else. But other than that, I would say we would authorize for Eric to work with him on the location.
Oh, absolutely. Have you had a preliminary total cost expenditure?
It's around $6,500.
6,500. Very nice. Oh, outstanding job. I mean, every time, at least in my experiences over the years, anybody that's come forward with an Eagle Scout project has always benefited the community. So, congratulations to you. And do we need a motion to approve?
I don't think so, no.
I don't think so.
Well, congratulations and move forward. Anything you did from the township.
Oh, you know what?
It's
I think
on
we
township
should,
property.
because it's on township property. Sometimes we need to discuss this, yes. Let's just do it.
I
that we're
have
in
one quick
favor.
question.
Sure.
Once this is built and the machine is there, what kind of liability does that open up for the town? In terms of, some kid coming along and grabbing it and sapping some other kid with it.
I think once it's completed, we can put it on our insurance. I can ask Randy May about that, but we do have a certain amount of deductible, which is not going to be the price of that. But we can I'm actually in the process of renewing our insurance policy, so I'm sure we can add it on. I'll be more than willing to talk to Randy. We would like, we can make a motion, a second contingent on those things.
Yeah, I'm in favor.
Instead of holding it off for another month. Also, if I may, Ryan, may I give your email to the local sports organizations? Because I do know that a lot of them will probably donate also towards your project.
Yeah.
Like
So,
to make the motion?
I move that we authorize Eric Usinowitz to work with Ryan as far as the location and as far as any of the assistance that he might need as far as information for permit and access to electrical box, aiming of camera, any of those things. But because it's on township property, I do think we need to, that's my motion, is that we authorize that to happen.
I'll say.
Okay. So we want to roll call vote or?
Just an all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Question from the audience.
As president of the ambulance corps, I'd like to make the first donation of $100 towards your project. Don't make me blush.
So, welcome aboard. Do you have, what's your time frame?
My time frame, I'm looking to start as soon as I can, which is right after this. Looking to be done by next spring, just because it's a lot of money into this project.
Very good. Thank you.
Congratulations, Joanne.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, at this time, I'd like to open up to public comments for 5 minutes. Anybody wish to speak? Okay, good. Name and address?
Zanotti. I live in Knowlton Township, and I'm here tonight as the I-80 611 DWG Coalition person, and also Knowlton and Hardwick's liaison to PennDOT and NJDOT. I wanted to just give you a quick update on 611, a respectful update. And last time I was here, I gave an update and said there were some actions going on, and that I'd probably be back with a request for a resolution. At the conclusion of the update, I am here also to ask if next month a related resolution to be on the agenda. So I'll explain that in less than 5 minutes. So the great news is all things are moving forward for 611 to be open with 2 lanes, one spot with 1 lane with a light at each end. That might be as much as a half mile, unfortunately. We can think of like Old Mine Road. But at least it looks like PennDOT's going to have that done, if all goes well, for mid-October. So construction is going on right now. What they're doing is they're putting barrier down, a high-impact fence on that barrier. They're not touching the slope. Long story short, they could not get the permit to do it. They never were going to get that permit to do it because of the regulations that are there. And unfortunately, we found that out 18 months later. So the good news is they're going to make it safe enough for some kind of travel, and while we buy time for what's going to come next. And that's what I'm here to say. So what's coming next is it's all fine and official. Funded is 611 is going to be having their retaining wall rehab and replacement on the books for starting is preliminary engineering, 2025. Simultaneous, they're going to be looking at rock slope mitigation. So similar to Jersey, this is just a mirror now. We have NJDOT with rockfall mitigation on the Jersey side, which we say is unreasonable and overkill as presented. That's why everybody's opposed to it, and we're looking for a full environmental impact statement. On 611, there's reason for reasonable rockfall mitigation. The rock came down and landed in the middle of the road. So once that happens, it's time to look at that. In addition, NJDOT, as I've explained, wants to replace the entire retaining wall, all 49 panels, when only 4 are critical and 7 are poor. Wait, let's do quick math. That means what? 38, 37 are good and fair condition. So once again, we're left with, why are you going to booger us up and do all this damage by bumping it out a little bit on what appears to be a uncoordinated, somewhat potentially overkill project, just like this one. So the great news is this. Because Pennsylvania's retaining wall is going to be moving into preliminary engineering in January, they are already right on the edge of committing to doing a full environmental impact statement, just like Jersey should have. So I'll just say it in somewhat slang, Pennsylvania's acting right, and we're grateful. So the resolutions that have been being passed, and I'm coming in next month with, if that's okay with you, for one for you. Passed is Knowlton and Hardwick Township started this off by asking for consultation with the agencies that oversee the environmental studies for all 5 projects now, and the agency that oversees, and these are federal presidential agencies, that oversees all the resource studies for all 5 projects. They've asked for that. They're asking for a federal highway to immediately determine if the Delaware Water Gap is eligible to be a national natural landmark. Like why we all know it and love it. You know, it's geologically unique. And a national historic landmark. Those are two different designations, just like the Appalachian Trail is a designation and the Wildwood Scenic River is a designation. The reason they're asking for that now, because we've learned how to fast track some of this. We want to fast track the 611 stuff. We were fine letting PennDOT and New Jersey go slow because it gave us I've exploded.
Kind of.
So, anyway, to land the plane, as I've said before, we need to get these things done now so things can go fast with these next projects that are coming up. So with your permission, I'll be back next month with a resolution and a presentation that goes with that.
I think it sounds great. Thank you very much for all your efforts.
I'd be real happy if you email it first, because I want to definitely take a close look at it.
Yeah, I always,
Send it to
always,
Kristen.
always.
Disseminated amongst us.
Yes, of course, yep.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate
Any
all your
questions about
efforts.
it?
Thank you, Tara.
Oh.
It's great to see 611, even for one lane.
Kristen.
Like from here.
We can't?
No.
You couldn't hear
I
that?
can hear it on 94.
That's why I'm exploding.
But thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're in a good place.
I'm sorry, you said a presentation also, so put your,
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I'll remind you.
I know you will.
Good night, everybody.
Good evening, I'm Hank Ickes. I live at 21 Walnut Valley Road in Walnut Valley, down 94, and I am here as a member of the Warren County Transportation Advisory Council. You may recall that at the last meeting, I asked whether or not there were any sequestered copies of this particular publication from the county concerning public transportation availability, and my understanding was that there were none at the time. Here is the first deliverable in English and in Spanish, and if you will point me toward who is responsible for putting these in the rack.
Kristen will put them in our rack and make them available to the public.
More to come.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Just a couple of things. I wanted to ask if, after you approve the minutes tonight, if you could just let us know the 2 executive session meeting minutes, what they refer to, after you do the approval. That's number 1. Number 2, if you could, when you do the consent agenda, just let us know what number 6 refers to. That has to do with the salary and wages, appointees and employees of the township. And then the third thing I want to ask, this one I'm going to leave off, but the third thing I'd like to ask is Douglas and Water Street have huge potholes. If you could please ask Eric to take a look at them. And they are massive potholes on that street, on Douglas and on Water. Okay?
May I address one of them, please?
Pardon?
The executive session minutes cannot be released to the public until the matter has been resolved.
Okay.
That's been since the day of time.
All right.
And one of them will not be even approved tonight because we don't have a quorum.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
What, no, Charlie wasn't here because she was.
He wasn't here,
That's right,
too.
that's right,
Yeah, there's only 2 of us.
that's right.
Any other public comments? Okay, that closes the portion of the public comment. For the department head reports, the 3 of us will actually report on our areas of responsibility. As far as the minutes for the June executive session and public session meeting, we will have to forego that until next month because we do not have a quorum for that. Unfortunately, I wasn't here in June, so unfortunately with 2 of us here, we can't approve that. July meeting, July 24th, executive session and public session meeting. Could I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
One second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Very accurately.
Thank you so very much.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved.
I'm sorry, Committeeman McIntyre, we do need to approve the department head reports.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Going back to department head reports, again, I apologize, it's new to me. Can I have a motion to approve the department head reports as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Ordinance, introduction, 2024-12, ordinance to amend Chapter 19, Code of Township of Blairstown, entitled Land Development. This was for the fee schedule. This is the second. All in favor?
Aye. that the ordinance be introduced.
For Township of Blairstown Land Development, please.
I'll second.
All in favor? Well, any discussion?
No, not at this time.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The consent agenda, number one, cancellation of tax refund due to total disability veteran status. Number two, cancellation of tax due to another disability veteran status, block 601, block 2032. Number three, cancellation of refund of taxes due to total disability veteran status. Number four, resolution to cancel lien of property for block 1506, lot 4. Number five, 2024-81, resolution to cancel lien property taxes for block 501, 2601. And number six, 2024-82, fixing the salaries and wages of officials, appointees, employees of the Township of Blairstown, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, 2024. And number seven, approving vouchers and claims. Before we have discussion, can I have a motion to approve?
So I think
Well, we got to have a motion to discuss it, right?
we can discuss them individually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody have any, well, obviously, I know Mr. Nolenberg has issues with number six, or would like to have explanation.
So for the, I would move that we bundle all of them besides number six and approve them together and just pull number six. Is that okay?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, so I move that we,
Consent agenda
get.
1 through 7 with the exclusion of number 6.
Thank you.
Agreed?
Yep.
Okay, we have
All in favor?
all in
So
favor?
this one needs a roll call.
Okay, roll call. Yes.
Mrs. Lance. Mr. Loman.
Yes.
Mr. McIntosh.
Yes.
If you are not moving forward on number 6, we really can't take questions because then it's not being adopted.
Thoughts, ladies, gentlemen?
So we talked about a couple different opportunities, either to discuss in executive session, which we can do. The option is either to discuss in executive session or to table until next month. Do you have an opinion?
I would say since Rob and Wolf are on here, we should table it until next month.
I personally have no opinion. I was glad to move forward with it. I just didn't see any issues with it. But issues, questions?
So we did have some questions about it, but almost all the questions that I had were addressed already through different emails that we have been going back and forth. Unfortunately, the Finance Committee did not get to meet this month. So that probably would have got rid of the last couple of questions, but I'm prepared to vote on it if you'd like to vote on it. I didn't want to vote on it without discussion.
For the public's edification, do you think it would be, and this is amongst the three of us, better suited to have a discussion to where we can explain maybe where the increases are versus maybe last year in 2023? I think it's somewhat unfair that the public doesn't get to see this to where we're going. So Eric, and you want to weigh in?
Well, if we're talking about salaries, I mean, that's not to be done outside of executive session, right?
So you're not allowed to mention any names.
Right.
You're
Correct.
mentioned by position. And there are so many different categories and stipend type positions that add up together to make part of someone's total compensation. It would be okay to discuss them individually by the position, but that's it. So, is that correct? That's correct. Okay.
My personal opinion, again, I hate to move things down the road, but the fact that this is a very substantial issue, that I think it's better to have the 5 members of the committee up here so that we can all weigh in at the same time. so that number one, the public knows where we all stand on it. That's my opinion, so I think it's best to table it, maybe now, hearing that we have two members absent.
I agree.
I'm sure it's okay either way, yeah. I know the employees will be disappointed, but any
I
decisions.
know it's only 30 days, but it would all be retroactive,
Oh, yeah.
anyway, if we approve it, so it's not like anything would be, but I think it's important to have all five members weigh in on this and let the public know where we all stand on it.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Motion table?
I'll make that motion.
I'll have to second it because there's nobody else. to second.
Just have one question. Does it start January 1st?
No, it'll be retroactive to January 1st.
To
of this
January
year.
1st, correct.
Yes.
24.
This year, 24.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Yes, I agree with you.
Thanks, Bob. Do you need a roll call on that, Kristen?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, move to agenda.
With apologies to the staff that were looking for action.
I will be make sure to tell them all.
Okay, unfinished business, Jones Farm. As of last Monday, I think it was 19th, the asbestos removal has been completed, so the entire property now is environmentally safe. I did speak with our individual down in South Carolina, or I'm sorry, Georgia, and he's still planning to come, but in the worst case scenario, if nobody comes, we have total availability for a DPW, even if we pick at it a slow process. It's environmentally safe, and all that's been removed. And I think we did it was like $4,600. So it was a very good price, and they actually started on a Sunday and completed it on a Monday. So that's for Jones Farm. New business, Partridge Drive and Quail Court bids. Apparently the bids were too high.
Yes.
So we are going to send that out to rebid.
I do need a motion a second, and then I'll bring one.
Okay, the motion that,
I move that we send that out for a second time for bid.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. The environmental service proposal contract, the lead inspector. Kristen, you want to talk on that?
Sure, not a problem. So actually, for many of you that may be aware, there is now a new lead inspection law that took place this year. And we did get some residents, let's back up. Landlords need to do a lead inspection if their house is older than 1978. So we did pass out the ordinance to let the landlords know that. Some of them did get back to me, some of them didn't. There is an environmental service that is being used around most of the townships. I did reach out to them. I got high recommendations. It's called Blue Environmental Services. There's no fee to the township. There's a fee to the landlords to do the lead inspection. They'll also file the paperwork with DCA that needs to be handled and provide them with the necessary documents to be up to date on the new law that passed. So I would like the committee to please approve this proposal. Again, no cost to the township. And they are working with Frelinghuysen, Knowlton, Phillipsburg, Harmony, White Township. I can go on.
Excuse me.
And they do the dusting also.
Yeah, that was not answered, just because Blairstown's required to have it.
They do the
scraped.
dusting.
They certified me, they're a great company.
I'm sorry?
They certified me as a lead,
Oh, that's it.
so, no, but they're the standard.
Yes,
And they are the
yes.
cheapest.
They're on the list for the state. It's just easier to have
Yes.
somebody to say, go to these people, they'll do a good job. So if the committee is okay with that, I will take a motion.
Move.
Sorry, did I take your job?
So moved.
Second?
Second? I can second.
You can second. And this is all in favor, since there's nobody to.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed? No. Correspondence.
Actually, I'm sorry.
You got it.
We need to go over the facility use applications.
If you don't mind, I'll talk on that too.
Yeah, it's not on there. Oh, why?
It's not, it's on mine. It's under, and then it's indented in for North Warren Midget Football.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So in front of you, you'll see application for facility uses. One's for, actually two is for North Warren Midget Football. They are requesting to have a car wash. Also use the parking lot at the Walnut Valley Field for the yard sale. They're going to have some of their members set up tables at the parking lot and sell their stuff. Plus, you're going to have a car wash. So it's a fundraiser. So that's one. Number two, the Blairstown Ambulance Corps would like to do the same thing, minus the car wash, here at the municipal building at the grass, in the grass area. And then the residents would park in the parking lot. That's two. Number three, the Blairstown Enhancement Committee is doing their Oktoberfest again this year. They are not doing their beer garden. All of this information that I already told you has been passed to Randy.
You're done, Kristen.
You're
You're
Sorry, gotta go. All the information has been given to Randy May. He approved everything. I spoke with the chief. There's no need to have any of the police on duty like they've done in the past because they're not having the beer garden. The only thing that they are requesting are porta-johns. So they're asking for 2 porta-johns, 1 hand sanitizing wash, and 1 handicap porta-john. We paid for the porta-johns at the skate park. So I'm assuming you're asking for us to pay for them also for this, okay? So that is what I'm going to need approval for, if we're approving to pay for the porta-johns.
And what ends up happening is that because we have an existing contract and existing porta-johns in there from the one company that we have it with, no other company will come in and do that, so.
That won't have a fee.
Yeah.
No, so this is going to be at Footbridge Park on October
19.
19th. They're still doing the bed races, so that's good. And they're still having the fall festival with the vendors, the live music, and the food trucks. They're just not having the beer.
But since there's the food trucks, you have to have the extra bathrooms, you have to have the hand sanitizer.
Yep.
And they'll be using the parking behind the Sunoco, weather permitting. Because if it rains and pours, there's not going to be a park there.
In the field.
In the field. So if it's okay with all of you, I'll take a motion in a second to approve all of the facility uses. You can do it all in one lump sum, but because we have to pay for money, we need to do the porta-johns separately.
Okay.
That's okay?
Yep.
Okay.
So I see that the dates are set up for the individual ones, and the one that's 9/14 or 9/21.
I confirmed 9/21. When she sent it in, they were not sure when the town of yard sale was going to be.
So the point is that North Warren Midget Football is asking for the location at 9/21, and Blairstown Ambulance Corps is looking for the same location on the same.
Blairstown Ambulance
No,
Corps
we're
is
gonna be
doing it
Oh, they're going to be here at the
and
municipal.
then they're all Walnut Valley.
Okay, so yeah, I say let's do one of this.
Yeah. Motion and a second to approve the facility use forms?
I would definitely make that motion that we approve them.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then just the porta-johns, we need to do a roll call.
I move that we accept the cost for the additional porta-johns and hand sanitation station for the fall festival.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Roll call on that
Roll
one.
call.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mr. Loman?
Yes.
Mr. McAtoy?
Yes. Very nice. Okay, correspondence. We have several from David Deal, our zoning officer, local township, notice of violation, and Jackson Township. Moving on, township attorney not here. Committee member Lance.
Couple things happened in this past month. One very fun thing that we had the senior luncheon on August the 18th. Thank you so much, Lorraine, for all the hard work you did, and Joanne as well. Thank you, Eric, for stepping in, and also thank you to Walter for stepping in to assist at that time, and especially thank you, Kristen, for allowing us to host here. We tried to be as neat and clean as we could, and
I thought it was an absolutely wonderful event. I think it was a fantastic turnout, and I hope that to see that more. I really do.
I think that when you think about the purpose of a municipal building and what it could be used for, it was very nice. We had, I think, over 60 people. We had some entertainment. We had a comedian, a zoologist, and we had a really nice luncheon. It worked out to be very nice. It was lovely because it was close to town. It was in town. We didn't have to have anybody drive far, and as a township, it's something entertaining and gets people out of their homes. Something fun to do, and nobody had to drive a long way. We didn't have to pay for buses or transportation, so it worked out to be very nice, and I hope we do it again. So that was a nice thing. Two upcoming things.
Karen, you did all the desserts, so thank you too.
Thank you, thank you, it was my pleasure. The next thing we have is we have two events coming up. One is October 17th. And it's going to be the Oktoberfest at the Silver Birches out in Pennsylvania. It's a bus drive, and so that one is a bus drive. So there is not a rider. You have to sign a waiver. You have to sign a waiver in order to go on the bus to that. But the sign up is September 19th?
12th.
September 12th.
A Thursday.
September 12th. So the sign up is September 12th to do that. It's $10 and sign the waiver, and we can have a lot of fun because it looks great. And whoever did the flyer, yeah, thank you. It's gorgeous. We also have the date for the upcoming Christmas party, so put it all on your calendars. That is December the 12th?
Yes.
December the 12th. Okay. So that is as far as that goes. I do have the monthly numbers for the ambulance squad, which is the highlight of the month. Thank you for all you do. We really appreciate it. Bob, do you want to come up and give them?
I'll do the yes.
Yeah.
I usually send out an email to everybody from, this is from our July calls. The calls, total calls, can you hear me without speaker? Okay. The squad received 110 calls this month for services including medical emergencies, trauma injuries, lift assist, standby at the scene of a fire call, sports standbys, search and rescue on the Appalachian Trail. In addition, there are many other hours of required training and other services to the community. And all of this is at no cost to any of our residents, no out-of-pocket cost. It's whatever your insurance covers is okay with us. It helps us to buy more materials, put gas in the equipment, Band-Aids, whatever we would need, it comes out of what we get from insurance companies. And I also want to thank the township for helping us out in this also. We probably used our vehicles for about 2,250 miles. And if you want to figure volunteer hours to the community, came out to about 640 volunteer hours to the community for the month of July. And that's it.
Nice job.
Thank you for all you do.
Don't make me blush.
That's all I have.
Okay. Ready to vote?
All right, just a quick update on Walnut Valley Field. I spoke with Dennis Keenan for the septic work that they're doing down there. The survey field work is all finished. Now they're going to move on to the test pits, just to dig out and see what's going to be required in terms of engineering. So that's going to be scheduled. Hopefully next week he's going to get back to me with some dates, so I'll keep an eye on what's going on.
Good.
That's it.
Hey, obviously the deputy mayor and mayor are not here. First thing I want to address is President Volkenberg in reference to the executive session. June, I can't speak up because I wasn't here. July, it was discussion took place regarding contract renewal for the Blairstown Elementary resource officer. And that was it. The attorney was going to take concerns to the school. So that was for the executive session.
Did you ever get one for the high school too? Are we doing that also?
There's been no one hired, we can't find anybody.
Okay. Well, that brings me to, okay, as far as the police, we're currently hiring for a position for the high school, a Class 3 resource officer. To date, we have had no applicants. There's nobody out there interested. Some of the other schools, in talking to the chief, the other school districts, they're offering a lot more money, but it isn't even, I think, a matter of finances anymore. It's just, I think that, I don't know if it's the current culture, but it just seems that there's nobody out there interested. The chief went out and offered not only Class 3, but also Class 2, part-time, full-time, everything across the board to try and get somebody to respond. And to date, we have no money, but he's going to still keep trying. The other good news is on September 2nd, Corporal Herzer will be traveling to Arizona to pick up our dog. We do have, we're going to have another police dog. He'll spend 5 days out there for orientation with the animal before he can come back with it. He's actually going to drive back. He did that personally so that, or on his own choosing, so that he can spend more time with it, just to acclimate himself to it. The biggest setback was the dog's name. The dog's name was Urkel. So, right away the department said, no, we really don't want to name it Urkel. So we suggested that we allow the elementary school students to name the dog. And that way it gives them more buy-in to the program and the dog. So the students today, it's their first day back, they were actually voting on the dog, and we'll know tomorrow what the new dog's going to be. And we talked to the handler, and they said, it's fine, you can change his name. So we'll find out what his name's going to be.
It was between two names, right?
Pardon me?
They gave them choices.
They did.
Yeah.
Urkel was not one of them.
Urkel was not one of them.
I
But
want to say
Cash was one, and I forget the other. But we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I think it was great to let the students weigh in and let them buy in, because obviously it's a big part. And obviously the chief and the department would love to thank the anonymous donor that is actually paying for all this, and as well as the last one. And they also want to thank Dickner's in Hackettstown for donating all the dog food all the time we had this dog, and Animal Mansion in Dalton Township for donating all the preventive vet care for it. And the last thing for the police department is we have our new patrol car coming in Friday, so that's a good, it takes up to 2 years to get these cars. As far as Jones Farm, I've already updated on that. We're now environmentally friendly, so hopefully we can get a little bit more done and taking that. The last thing is I reached out to the Frankfort Township Municipal Court to get our finances and where we are today. Because basically whatever revenue, and we're not supposed to be a revenue generating police force, but anything that the court does take in kind of takes away our annual cost for the court. Traditionally, in the 2.5 years that I've been here, it's been a win-win, both for the court and for us. So I will have those numbers for you next month, and we can see where we stand on the Frankfurt court and how much money we brought in. Other than that, that's all I have. One last thing, this sign. Everybody sees that the electrical sign is up now. A lot of comments. I'm sure Kristen has had a lot of comments. What I would recommend to the public is if you have a suggestion or something you like, dislike, I know Kristen's not going to like this, but please email the clerk at Blairstown and give us your feedback. What do you like? Maybe you've seen something in another municipality that's worked better, or maybe it's something that you don't like, whatever. Sorry, Kristen, but we'd really like to hear from the public on that, because now that it's up and functional, I'm sure a lot of people will have something to weigh in. But as far as that, that's all I have. And again, the mayor, unfortunately, will not be here tonight. Deputy Mayor, sick. Anything else, Kristen?
Motion to adjourn? No, Karen has something.
School is open, slow down.
Yeah.
Absolutely. First day of school, it was interesting to see all the crossing guards in there. I was traveling to, so I got to see a lot of people. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for indulging me. I'm sorry, this is my first time doing this, but I appreciate your patience. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Adjourn. Thank you, everyone.